in the nuts. Stomp him in the nuts. Stomp him in the nuts. I'ma stomp him in the nuts. Stomp him in the nuts. Stomp him in the nuts. Stomp him in the nuts.
Yo, what's good? Tim Bradley's gonna fight Brandon Rios this Saturday, and I really can't wait. And also, Vasil Lomachenko's back, baby. He's back in the ring. Mr. 4 or 5 fights himself, already a world champion badass. 2-time gold medalist, Vasil Lomachenko. And don't even play the race card here, man. He's an extremely talented fighter. Not 10 pound for pound just yet, but he will get there fairly soon, before his 10th fight, I am sure. He's fighting kind of a chump on Saturday, but I mean, that's okay when you got only 5 fights and you've beaten guys like Gary Russell and you fought guys like Orlando Salido, who he took to the limit, by the way. But the story here, as we all know, is Tim Bradley versus Brandon Rios. So I do expect fireworks. I feel like you just can't have a Tim Bradley fight anymore without a bit of fireworks, especially lately since the Ruslan fight. I gotta say, Tim Bradley had really earned my respect for what it's worth after that fight. And after the Alexander fight, I completely ignored him, ignored his career. Yeah, you knock out old ass Casamayor. Great, good for you, Bradley. Whatever. Give me this Marquez Pacquiao 3. All right? But ever since that fight, Bradley has been must-watch TV. That second Pacquiao fight has been good. Jesse Vargas has been good. Even the Marquez fight, I think that was a beautiful display of boxing that still shows that Bradley is elite. He's in the elite competition out there. Bam Bam Rios, on the other hand, showed in the Pacquiao fight and even the second Alvarado fight that he really got nothing. He's a definition of a one-dimensional, come forward, flat-footed brawler who honestly should not be fighting twice a year. And in the last 2 years, he's only fought 4 times. 2003 he fought twice. 2014 he only fought once. Of course, he got that shoulder injury from that dirty ass fight with Diego Chavez. His middle name is Gabriel. I'm looking at BoxRec right now. I do this with notes. Yes, I do. I need my notes, guys. I apologize. Forgive me. But all his fights, barring the Richard Abreu fight where he looked terrible, have been pretty exciting. He's a very exciting fighter. A fighter that is must-watch TV. And after the Urbano Antillon fight, I'm like, damn. But since that, he kind of gone in a decline and hasn't really done much. He struggled against Murray, because he was drained. And if you've seen any pictures of him lately, he looks really skinny. And I don't think a boxer should look skinny. I think, of course, they should look thin, and in shape. But their face just shouldn't be all the way sucked in like Bam Bam Rios' face always seems to get. It seems like he blows up in between fights, which he does, by the way. And his inactivity has not served him well. I don't think. He did fight an Alvarado, and you do what you're supposed to do with the level of opposition you're facing. So that was supposed to be a great trilogy, man. I flew to freaking Colorado from San Diego to go watch that fight and support my boy, Mile High Mike. Disappointing. But Rios did what Rios does. Throw body shots, throw those nice uppercuts. You say what you want about Rios. He got 2 things. He got a great chin and a nice uppercut. So will that play a factor? I don't think Bradley's gonna stand in trade with Rios, and even if he does, he doesn't really stand in trade on the inside, which would be what Brandon Rios wants. Him Bradley to stay on the inside, and I still think Bradley could beat Bradley could beat Rios in that. And I do see a scenario playing like Jesse Vargas, but I think Bradley could turn it on and off. He got balls bigger than any other fighter out there, right? But he knows when to turn it on and when to turn it off. He knew he could do what he wanted when he wanted to Jesse Vargas. Ruslan was another story because he felt like he had something to prove. He does not have anything to prove in this fight. He's WBO champion, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong about that. I'm pretty sure he's WBO champion. I'm about 99% sure about that. Let me fact check real quick. Yeah, WBO champion. And I expect him to fight a smart fight. Brandon is too one-dimensional. He is too slow. And he doesn't have another game plan. And Robert Garcia doesn't give him another game plan when he's getting dominated like he did against Pacquiao. And Bradley is a great fighter, but he's not on Pacquiao's level. But he is better than Mike Alvarado. Joked around with my homies. Look at Alvarado's footwork though in that second Rios fight. The second Rios fight. So you have Mike Alvarado running circles around Brandon Rios, moving around, not boxing the shit out of him or anything like that, but he did outbox him throughout most of that fight. There was a few shaky moments, but other than that, it was a clear victory for Mike. And Bradley could definitely do that. I can't see any other way this fight could play out other than a Bradley decision. He ain't knocking out Rios. I was just thinking of Bradley knocking out Rios. That's funny. That's a funny thought. But I guess I don't even think Teddy Atlas will play a factor in this. He didn't need to switch trainers. I wish he had stayed with Joel Diaz, man. I guess there's no loyalty in the world at all, I guess. But I don't know, unless Teddy Atlas tells him to fight like a retard for 12 rounds. I don't see Brandon Rios knocking him out, which is what he's going to need to do. He's going to have to plan for a late come from behind knockout, because Bradley is going to fight a disciplined fight because he has nothing to prove like he did against Ruslan. And I feel like Rios isn't as fearless as Ruslan. Ruslan was the real one that finished Mike Alvarado, by the way. He's not as fearless. I don't think his chin's as great, and he's not willing to get hit as much. Don't get me wrong. He's a face first brawler to the max, Rios is, but not in the level as a freaking Terminator that is Provodnikov. And he doesn't hit as hard. So Bradley is scared of Rios. He does not hit as hard. He don't need no moose liver. So this is me just talking, hyping up this fight. I do expect this fight to be very well. I expect Bradley to move around, yes, but to be very active in this fight, to maybe go back to the Bradley of old that was more of a volume puncher, coming in, coming out, throwing a few combinations, going out, maybe uses bowling ball head a bit, but I expect him to win a clear decision, kind of like the one he did against Jesse Vargas. I really don't see a difference in skill level between Jesse Vargas and Brandon Rios. I don't see this at all. If Bradley didn't have that sense of danger to him, is Bradley gonna choose to brawl? Is he fading? Maybe, but I see Bradley winning clearly.